Spike's RT blog date, September 26, 2012. Okay, everyone. I'm wearing something a little bit different today. Just today, my sister wanted to take me out to some Halloween stores to give me a costume, since we have some Halloween parties going on here at the Disney Resort. And the one I got, let me just stand up here. Yeah, I got one of the Tron Legacy costumes. I thought it was very appropriate for me. I especially like the padding here on the chest and shoulders. There was in the store it had the identity disc, but I decided not to get it because it was just like a plastic circle with just painted on, and it was over $25, which I didn't think it was worth it. So. Whatever. Yeah, but I thought I'd show you that. And don't bring up anything about Tron guy, because that's not who I am. You can call me a Tron Legacy guy. Alright, let's see what is going on. We got some of the results from the Anthropomorphic Research Project from AnthroCon 2012. From over 1,000 surveys, 802 online non-furry participants. Yeah, here is some of the results they have found. About 1 in 4 furries also identify themselves as bronies, and they did not significantly differ from other furries in most respects. They have reported a greater experience of bullying and slightly worse physical health, and appear to have a slightly less formed sense of identity. Bronies in the fandom have been part of the fandom for longer than the average fur. I don't know. Furries who thought bronies were also furries had a higher opinion of them. Some furs dismissed them as obnoxious, a fad, or immature, or had problems with specific bronies. Yeah, it's still kind of a debate about bronies and furries. I'm just going to move my camera down a little bit. It's been discussed for quite a while. I think there may be some more of that, and if someone makes a panel about it, who knows. Because there have been BronyCons out there, and I am going to talk about something in just a moment. In the non-furry sample, furries tended to be more liberal and global citizens than non-furs. Most are not religious. The furries know more about animals, but could occasionally be overconfident about it. Okay. Furries were 3 times less likely to consider themselves exclusively heterosexual than non-furries, 4 to 5 times more likely to say they were exclusively homosexual, and far more likely to report bisexuality or orientations such as pansexuality or asexuality. Furries have reported a greater history of physical and verbal bullying than non-furries. Furries did not differ significantly to American non-furs with regards to psychological or relationship health or self-esteem, but had a more developed sense of self-identity. So, see folks, there is no difference with us with you psychologically. Everything else may be a little weird, but that's all we are. Let's see. The analysis had also refined earlier findings about Therians, identified popular furry websites and artists, and introduced a scale to distinguish between healthy fantasy engagement, which the furs had significantly more of than non-furs, and unhealthy fantasy, which they did not. So those are some of the results. They should have the full results somewhere. Yeah, they had the link up on the Furry News Network website. So they should have the whole results up here. Okay, about those religious beliefs, I'm looking at a pie chart. They weren't kidding. 44% were atheist, and only 23% were Christian. There were 13.72% other. 9.4% are agnostic, and the rest are a small percentage, which are pagan, Wiccan, Buddhism, Jewish, or satanic. And let's see. I'm just looking at some of the other statistics. Let's see what else we got. And if you want to know about the average age, con going, it could be anywhere from 24 to 27 years. Online is from 23 to 25 years, and non-furries anywhere from 23 to 32. Those are the ones that answer to the survey. So a lot of young furs that have participated in the survey. Okay, let's move on to something else. There is a library director called Janet Noack from Portland, Connecticut, who is calling for a policy review relating to fursuits. They had called a meeting to board members about the behavior policy. In the Harvard Courant, they highlight concerns about those visiting in disguise, and in particular non-religious use of hoods and masks, which are forbidden by their rules of conduct. So, which in this case might have families mistake fursuiters for official mascot characters. Ms. Noack did express no ire towards the fandom, saying that there are many creative and playful people, but emphasized there needs to be a balance in everyone's freedom with the safety and comfort of their users. She also went on to say that she does not expect that furries are any more of a threat than any other folks, but it might be possible for someone, whether they be furry or not, to don a costume and convey the impression that the library has a character visiting. We need to show that we are prepared to handle such an occurrence. Okay, I can see that happening. This has happened before. So, so I can understand their point of view. This is why that when we do meets, we always ask in advance before we actually go there, just to avoid any kind of trouble. If you're wondering, this library is just 6 miles from Fur Fright, which they're expecting 1,500 to attend this year. So, okay. Now back to the bronies. I recently had a journal posted by a friend who was asking everyone to sign a petition for a particular brony to be banned from a con called Equestria LA. This involves someone named Vanya Holt, the real name Max Veers, saying that they wanted him banned because he was an admitted rapist. And he is a 21-year-old who had entered a relationship with a 16-year-old, which can be considered either a misdemeanor or a felony in California, because according to their statute, Penal Code 261.5, it takes place when any person engages in sexual intercourse with a person under 18. Now, If they are less than 3 years apart in age, it would be a misdemeanor. If they're more than 3 years apart in age, it could be either a misdemeanor or a felony. So, but however, he was never convicted, which the con decided not to ban him because that this was they said it was on advice of their legal team, which I didn't know cons had legal teams. But they refused to ban him, claiming that without a conviction they cannot ban him. So they started this petition, and they had posted all these messages that supposedly this Max Viers had posted, as well as the 16-year-old. But I had just about 15 minutes ago, I had received the update that they did ban him from Equestria LA. So, yeah, when I had looked at the whole thing, it seemed like the 16-year-old was actually, now pardon me for saying this, that she actually had been willing to do it. Now, before anyone sends me any angry emails at me, I am not defending Max Viers. I am no way defending that. What I am saying is that I have seen cases where they define rape as someone just struggling. They are refusing to take it, and they actually are taking this sexual intercourse. But I did see that she did not want to do it, but but Max had coerced her into participating. She could have just walked away there. So yeah, it's just something I want everyone to think about. I am not defending him in any way possible. I just want everyone to consider that for a moment. But either way, it is still a violation of their statutory rape law in California. So, but I just had the feeling that the 16-year-old was also partially responsible of her actions. Yeah, I just want everyone to think about that. Yeah, just think about that before you send me any angry emails, okay? Since it's getting near October, I got to list some cons for you. There won't be some for a little while. The first one's going to be OklaCon from October 17th to the 22nd, which will be held at Watanga. Next up will be Frantic Euphoria, which will be held in Bristol in the United Kingdom. Then it'll be FangCon from the 26th to the 28th, which will be in Nashville, Tennessee. At the same time, Fur Fight will be going on in Cromwell, Connecticut. There will be Furloween here in Florida on October 27th. And Elliot's Fall Festival from the 27th to the 28th, also here in Orlando, Florida. So so those won't be happening for a little while, but they are coming up. Other than that, that is pretty much it for me for tonight. I'm gonna go out and play some Tron games. Spike Pad blogging.